Tiny bug. Oh, someone Ben says. Someone Ben says. What's that? Hi, tiny bug. Okay, this is little Annie. Little Annie got spayed yesterday. Little Annie is a tiny little thing. Tiny little thing. Let's see a hand size there. Tiny little thing. Little Annie is 5.5 months old. I know the pretty monkey doos. I know my pretty girl. She has puffy short hair or short, medium, long hair. That's what she's got. She's got some ear fuzzers and pretty fluffins. Come here, monkey do. So Annie's deal is, here's purring. Can they hear you purring? Can they hear you purring? I know, baby girl. So, I trapped Annie 2.5 weeks ago, along with her two brothers. Annie only weighed 2 pounds, and kittens are usually gaining a pound a month. So, Annie weighed 2 pounds, which means I thought Annie was 2 months old. That's what I thought. And then I proceeded to spend 4 to 6 hours a day for 2 months in this pen with Annie and her two little brothers. Annie started to purr way before they did. One of her brothers would hiss at me occasionally, all the time. They both had to be picked up. Annie would come over near me voluntarily. But whenever I approached them to come into the pen, all three of them would pile up in a corner. They would pile up in a corner like I was the evil seed going to eat their liver. Annie was the first to eat delicious food out of my hands. So then what happened is one night I was exhausted and I did not close the pen. I closed it with the Velcro and must not have closed it tight enough. I did not tie up the door. Always the mumpin says. And I was about to give up on all three of them, but I thought I'd give it another month. And then a week ago, all three were out. Out. Upstairs. Out. Everywhere. Heidi's holes, cat trees, fucking everywhere. And I was panic-stricken that it would take years to catch them and there would be kittens made eventually. So I started scouring every time I was over here with the other cats looking for the net. Scooped Annie up in the net, thank God, as she ran, panic-stricken, for the door, which I had closed. Scraped her off of the net, stuck her in the pen, stuck her in the cage, stuck her in the box. The next morning, off she goes. My husband spays her and comes home with a spayed little Annie and tells me she's 5.5 months old, which is why 3 months old when I caught them all. Kittens need to be ideally handled by humans between 4 weeks when they start to doodle around and eat solid food, and 8 weeks. At 8 weeks, at 4 weeks, they go, oh, hi, it's a new gig. You're a person. Okay, not scared. And 8 weeks takes about a week to tame them down. And I was assuming that since they were born in the woods to a feral mother outside a trailer park, it would take longer, and I just stuck with it. But finally, I needed to get back to some life. So when I found out yesterday that little Annie was 5.5 months old, I have decided that since she was the most affectionate, earliest on, purred earliest on, that she was going to be adoptable. So I was going to give her another month with me living in this pen I no longer want to do that. I think she needs to go and be with her new human or humans. No little kids. Please don't even think of calling me if you have little kids. I know, as Mumpin says. So Annie needs a home with somebody that's got experience with cats and that is willing to put her in a room that they spend an inordinate amount of time in. They also need to be, I know, Sweetness Pie. They also need to, what else? Okay, yeah, a room that she can spend an inordinate amount of, you can spend an inordinate amount of time in, walk in and out, be able to grab her up, wait until she purrs for you, which won't take long, but get her used to comings and goings of humans and to be fearless. To be fearless. This video's not coming out because you're being a snug muffin. She's purring. She's purring. She purrs all the time when you're touching her. All the damn time this little girl purrs. Yeah. So I want Annie to have a trial adoption with the intention of making it a permanent adoption. And I am perfectly open to having her returned at the very least. She will have had a little bit more exposure to the world. I have taken her out in the past and lain on my bed with her with countless other cats and a crapload of dogs. She is not afraid of cats and dogs. What she is afraid of is looming. Because once I realized how old they were, I realized that they'd been living like little wild animals and hiding from predators and from sounds and from everything. From 4 weeks old, when they started to walk around on their own, until they were, how old are you? Yeah, 3 months old. 3 months old it was, 3 months old, which is, plenty of time to go, I'm a wild thing, which is why it took me days to trap all 3 of them. Hi, beautiful girl. So this is a very long video. I am very busy with a lot of dogs and a lot of cats and some other critters. So listen to this video. Watch this video. If you have not listened to and watched this video, don't call. Because Annie's wonderful. She's wonderful. And if I'd had a room for them instead of a pen, but we live in completely open space. There's my girl. Okay, if you need a diminutive calico kitty of the pale calico variety, call me. I am the application. Call me. Call me. Julie. Numbers in the written blurb. Tita Bumben says.